I don't think there's a better way to start our first ever happy hour than with the news that we got last week and the press conference we had last night. Damian Lillard is making his way back to the Rose City. And the first thought that I had when that press conference started, you have all of this conversation about everybody that is upset that Dame is coming back when he left us and it feels like we've been jilted. How does this work from a basketball standpoint? He's not even going to play this. You were paying a guy not to play. It doesn't fit with the timeline. All of the challenges that everybody had with it. You forgot how good that dude is in front of a crowd.
Yeah.
He gets up in front of the audience, and Dame just has a certain presence and a control of the room where he's going to say all the right things.
Yeah.
And there is rarely a better ambassador for a team and for a city. And the reason that Dame had all of the endorsements that he did, the reason that he had all of the respect that he had from the rest of the NBA is the way that he carries himself.
Yeah.
Yes, he's a great player, and obviously all of this comes as a package deal, but the press conference just reminded me that this guy gets it.
Yeah, he is an approachable superstar.
Yeah, he's got it down to earth, which kind of fits what Portland needs from their superstar. You don't have somebody that's aloof like you had with LaMarcus Aldridge.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have somebody that is distant and living in another city like Clyde Drexler was, always had one foot out the door and ready to go.
Right.
The all-in Dame to Portland, it coagulated yesterday, right? It felt like the right fit. There's going to be this very odd offshoot when you look back at Dame's numbers at the end of his career. He's already the all-time leading scorer in Portland.
Mm-hmm.
But when you go back and look back at his career and go, oh yeah, he did 2 years in Milwaukee.
Yeah, exactly.
And one of the things that he said was, I miss having the young guys around. And it felt like, the timelines were shifting where it made sense that he has to leave. He gets to a point where it's like, hey, you can't bring in the third overall pick at my position, expect me to be cool with it.
Right.
I want to win a championship. We're not close to that. I want to leave because of all of the other things that are going on. We've heard all about those. We've talked about them ad nauseum. It made sense that he left, but him coming back, it just kind of feels right. And if he's going to adopt this role of, the way Chauncey said it, the highest paid assistant coach in the league.
Yes.
If he's going to be sharing his wisdom that he's collected over a, decade plus of playing in the NBA to these young guys and really be all in on that, I'm an optimist at heart.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I watch the Blazers, Will Darkins and I had fights about this on air, tooth and nail.
Yeah.
It's very easy to be pessimistic about sports. Every year you've got 30 teams that start in the NBA, 29 of them lose. So if you pick that your team won't win a championship, guess what? You're probably right.
Exactly.
And you're going to be right almost every time.
Yep.
Being optimistic is, for some people, probably a lot harder, but for me, it always makes sense to kind of lean that direction, and I feel like last night solidified it. You with me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, fantastic. Here's the problem.
Okay.
From a basketball standpoint, I tried to go through, being optimistic, I tried to go through and find the guys that have had 85-90% of themselves after an Achilles injury. Okay, so I went through and I kind of looked at, now some of these aren't all going to be negative. I think everybody remembers Kobe and his last 3 years after the Achilles injury. He was 34, close to the same age as Dame. He goes down. He's not the same person. Chauncey Billups went through a Achilles injury, played one season after that, was half of what he was before from a production standpoint. It's pretty easy to point to that. The couple guys that make you feel a little bit optimistic, a couple guys that are playing right now, one is KD.
Yeah, that's kind of a big one.
KD was only 30 when his Achilles was torn.
Mm-hmm.
But I look at it and I go, if a guy with that size and that kind of length can come back from it, that gives me some hope. The other one, I don't know if people are paying that much attention to. Klay Thompson's still averaging 16.5 points per game post-injury. Also 30 when he had the injury.
Right.
But that gives me a little bit of optimism as well. So I feel like if you're trying to find a little bit of a silver lining, if you can get, Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson are at like 85, 90% of what they were.
I would say, I mean, KD's probably 95% of what he was. The Clay is probably closer to 80.
Yeah.
I
I mean, you have to remember that KD was in another stratosphere. So
Yes.
his points production have gone down a little bit, and he's still got a 7-foot wingspan.
Right.
So he can go out there and do some things that Dame won't be able to do.
Yes.
Here's the two names that really surprised me that were on this list. Remember that Dominique Wilkins tore his Achilles?
That's right.
He had an Achilles tear after playing for 12 years, played 7 more years.
Mm-hmm.
Little bit of a drop-off, but he was still greatness.
Yeah.
That was in 1992.
But yeah, so afterwards he was more of a role player, and that was I don't remember exactly how many years he played in San Antonio.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
Atlanta.
have the basketball reference pulled up, but you still have a guy that averaged 17.5 points post Achilles tear.
Yeah.
In 1992. People point to Kobe and go, look how much medicine has improved since Kobe.
Yeah.
Dominique tore his in the 1990s. Nirvana was number 1 when he tore his Achilles, and he was able to work his way back and make a big impact in the NBA. The other one going outside of sports, there's a couple recently in football that I think show pretty good signs.
Mm-hmm.
Richard Sherman tore his Achilles playing one of the hardest positions in sports, where you are not just have to run at top speed, you have to move on somebody else's movement every single time. He tore his Achilles in 2017, ended up playing for the 49ers, made a Pro Bowl in 2019. That's a pretty good one. Terrell Suggs had a very quick recovery, played another 7 years, half of his career post-Achilles.
Mm-hmm.
But the other one is 1993, Dan Marino.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Yeah, well, listen, unless my internet is different than yours, you can go up and pull it up. But I've got him playing 10 years pre-Achilles.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember. It was 1993, but he tore his.
Yeah.
Came back, finished up a Hall of Fame career,
Yeah.
and didn't have significant drop-off.
Yeah.
Now,
Well, he was always kind of a statue anyway.
Well, I was going to say, the athleticism doesn't always translate, but
Yeah.
that's where you go back to Dame's knowledge of the game and being able to kind of understand the way it works.
Mm-hmm.
You just hope that he still has enough quickness to find his spots. But if he's willing to go and spot up, I think we found enough optimism for Dame. Does that work? Is everybody excited about this? Do I have you all on board? All the naysayers go away.
You've got me. I dove down a little bit of a Dominique rabbit hole. So you said
Let's
it was
do it.
92?
No, I've got 1992 is what I
Okay.
found.
So in the 91-92 season, he played basically half the season. He played 42
And there's
games.
the injury.
And then the 92-93, he played 71 games. Came back 29.9, almost 30 points a game.
Well, there you
Like
go.
the immediate next season. The next year after that, the 93-94 season, traded from Atlanta to the Clippers, where with Atlanta, he was just under 25 points a game. With the Clips at 29 points a game. 94-95, he played for the Celtics, 18 points a game. 95-96, he played in another pro league or did not play that season.
Okay.
Yeah, 1996-97 for the Spurs, 18.2 points a game. 97-98, did not play. And then 98-99, 27 games with the Orlando Magic, averaging 5 points a game.
Age always wins, but if there's anybody that has the work ethic and the regiment, I mean, you look at Dame and his boxing off season. You know, this is a guy that we can be optimistic about, I think. So the presser put some new revived spirit in me, and I hope it did the same for you.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to try something.
Putting in the effort and the work also will not be a problem for Damian Lillard.
Well, that's what I mean. That's
Yeah,
a guy with that work ethic.
He's a sicko like that.
Yeah. So we've got faith in it.